as a union, we've always said it that first and foremost, we're Nigerians, we're patriots. It's whatever is that will be good for the economy of Nigeria and the generality of the people. That's where we find us. And we have said that we don't mind privatizing the refinery. But what we have said is that we have to be sure of the model. We have to be sure that Nigerians or the entity called Nigeria is not a short change, because we have the model of the percentage sharing with Nigerian NLNG, you know, and we also brought to the fore what happened when Indorama EPCL was sold. That, you know, it was intentionally run aground so that it could be sold for peanuts. And these are what we are saying that we will not stand for as a union. And, you know, we are alive to our responsibility, and we said it is not going to be a repeat of what happened during the former president's time that was sold, that we just woke up and we noticed that these things were sold. Because even if we are going to sell, we are going to make sure that you don't sell it, we are going to sell it to people that have capacity to run the refineries. As of today, there's no Nigerian company that I know of that can run these refineries. So we are going to be, what we are looking at the end of the day, look like collaboration between some people bring in their expertise. Maybe they take 40%, where the Nigerian public take 60%. And what we're saying that even how to raise the money, you can just go to the stock exchange. You know, you get Nigerians buy into it, and it's running. But as we said, nobody wants to invest in something that is not viable. No businessman wants to do that. So that's why we're asking that, who are the people that want to buy the refineries? If you are saying the refineries is comatose, if I say it's obsolete. Collectively, the 4 refineries can do 445,000 barrels per day. Now, if you do your turnaround maintenance, you should be able to get something very close to that. But before TAM, which is turnaround maintenance, from the information available to me, Warri can do close to 80 before turnaround. Port Harcourt can do 65. That's before turnaround. But as I said, no matter what we say about the capability and what they can do, the outputs now, the major thing is still that refined. You need crude oil to get to refinery to be refined. And as it is now, crude oil are not getting to refineries. So, and that's what the question we are still begging to be answered, that the investors that are coming in, what are they going to do to make sure that crude oil gets to the refinery? In Warri, we try what you call haulage, marine haulage. That is from excavers, bringing haulage, instead of going through the pipelines, it comes through vessels, and we refined. So the major issue there is that crude oil is not getting to refineries. So now crude oil can't get to the refineries, but it's been exported and later been imported as finished product. To what I don't think we are benefiting from this. Yeah, the country it's just like what happened in the slave trade, where you take our cocoa, you take it to the factories abroad, and they now bring it to us as Bonvita. We pay more for it. What is happening is that it's a political will, and you can remember that I think where was the minister that she said that there's a cabal in the industry. So it's the need is for the president. There's a need for the president to urgently look at the cabal in their eyes and say that, look, Nigeria has to run as long as we have this state. And I mean, that's one of the things we gave amnesty to the militants so that they will stop pipeline violation. But if you look at one of the trunk lines that Shell was was handling, and they are pulling out from, there's a time that about 160 points were being, vandalized. 160 points. So what Shell was basically doing was repair the points. Within the next 3 weeks, they vandalized it again. That's one of the issues that we have, and that's why we're having the flight of investment from this offshore. So what we're saying that if government is sincere, we have the Navy, equip the Navy appropriately, and also go to countries. And what we have been telling the federal government is that escalate it to the extent that it will be given the same treatment that in Sierra Leone is being given to the Blood Diamond, because Nigerian fuel is specific. It has a signature. It's not something that you can just take anywhere, And when you're talking of movement of vessels, there's satellites all over that we know that the vessel can do. And we're also talking of, the badges that go to where the doing this vandalization, because the vessels can't come because they're big. You know, the mother vessels are usually, you know, outside in the you know, the coast, in the sea. But you have barges that go and feed them. I mean, and what we have said that, and I've spoken to a lot of people in the security agencies, they say it's simple. Under 1 month, if government is sincere, if government is ready, under 1 month you can bring down, you know, pipeline vandalization. Because as long as you stop, you know, feeding, supplying the ship offshore, you know, as long as you stop that, and that's making sure that what you call choke points, you have boats, you have the naval forces there that make sure that nothing passes through that place. So we're home and, you know, dry, and, you know, it is fixed.
The oil and gas sector in Nigeria has been dealt with a series of challenges. We know that you've mentioned some, the oil thefts and series of. What other challenges are we facing, and what do you think? What is PENGASSAN? Because you're a very, very strategic and important union when it comes to oil and when it comes to this sector, which is the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. What moves are you making to make sure that some of these things, some of these issues are addressed?
Yeah, this is a sector that you know, generates 80% of the revenue of the government of Nigerians. And someone rightly said that if government cannot make sure that this sector is functioning well, that means we are not actually doing anything as in respect of governance. One of the major challenges we have, or the biggest challenge we have now, is the passage of the PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill. I mean, this has been on in the House for more than 8 years. There's all kind of interest, but we say that, look, let us put it there. It has been battered. We have, as industry players, as we are the people actually working there, we also know what we think is good for our country, because we have our people in NNPC, we have our people with the shells, we have everything. And as a union, we've looked at it. We even had consultants to come and look at it, to have a comparative analysis, you know. But as it is now, because nobody can invest, for the past 4 years, there have not been any new investments in the oil and gas sector, because nobody knows the rule. Until the PIB is paid, there will be no new investment, and that is part of why, you know, you see people living, you know, where they are selling. ConocoPhillips has gone, Petrobras is almost gone, you know, Shell too, you know, they're shedding their weight, you know, Chevron is also doing the same thing. So as I said, this industry belongs to all of us. It's a Nigerian project, and Nigerians should ask the Senate and the House that after all the public sitting, after all the private sitting, after all the lobbying, why is it that we don't have the PIB today? I mean, in the beginning of this year, last year, the president of the Senate said it's going to be passed. I mean, I've been serious. I mean, if the number 3 man in the nation can give such a promise and nothing has been done, it's still in its rudimentary stage, you know, in the House. So that's one of the problems.
Thank you so much, Mr. That's how much time can take us, Mr. Seyi. I've been speaking to the National Public Relations Officer of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, in person of Mr. Seyi Gambo, and we've been speaking on issues relating to the oil and gas sector, the privatization of the oil and gas sector, amongst other issues in Nigeria. And thank you so much for your time.